Hello everybody, it's the 30th of May today, 2024, and this year is just flying by. We actually have a dry day when I have a bit of time, which is nice, and I'm gonna be looking at tackling this Japanese larch. As always, if you're new to the channel, there is a playlist for this tree that's linked in the description below and in the playlist, and in the end screen at the end of this video. I'm such a good YouTuber. I've got all the jargon down pat, as you can tell. What I'd like to do today is shorten some of these long elongations of new growth, but this branch needs to come down. It's too upright. I feel it would look better in this sort of position, and in order to do that I'm just simply going to try and loop a piece of old used wire under this root if I can. It's quite a substantial root and shouldn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's grand. And then I can pull that branch down and bend that piece of wire over in a very unelegant but gets the job done sort of way. And if I bend it like that way, I can actually loop in this branch that I want to come down to, and I think that's already made a difference to how the tree looks. Better balance, I think, to my eye. The other thing I want to do is tackle this grafted branch. I may have been overcautious, it's been on there a couple of years, but today's the day and I'm going to sever it. But before I do that, I'm going to trim these new long growths back, so that you and I can both see a little bit better what I'm doing. And I'm just going to use scissors. I know I will snip a few needles and there will be a little bit of brownage as a result, but because larches being deciduous, they can drop their needles, regrow new ones, and it's not the same kind of harm and foul that might be with a pine or a cedar. I'll take that piece off altogether. Just gonna work my way round, shortening bits, tidying bits, hopefully encouraging the tree to form a nice little pad. This is a fairly conventional tree in many ways. I had a little pot here that I was putting my stuff in to stop it blowing away, but never mind. I've obviously put that down somewhere. We took it down to the compost and left it down there. Anyway, you get the gist of that, so I will speed this up and cut to the chase of removing that, or severing that branch in a minute. Okay, so that gives a better silhouette. And a better separation of some of these branches. Okay, so that gives a better silhouette and a better separation of some of these branches, one from t'other. That old doctrine of allowing space for birds to fly through, etc, etc. A couple of pieces I missed where branches are going in the wrong direction. Okay, and then so if we come to this branch, Cooper the camera shy collie is lurking there just out of sight, doing his thing, pretending he's not here when the camera's on. I don't know, some days he doesn't seem to mind quite so much, but as soon as I brought the camera out he kind of hunched down below the wall there, but there you go. Okay, so if we come down slowly, this is the new branch that I've grafted into place. Part of the branch above it is growing into it, so let's get rid of that. And then this piece has been grown as a sacrifice branch to try and thicken this branch up some, and I'm going to shorten that back. Where's my cutters? There they are. I'm actually going to shorten it back to here. How well can you see what I'm doing? That's quite a way back. In fact, I'm going to cut it back to this bud here. So we're getting rid of all of that. That gives me a couple of branches there to begin to form a base of this low branch, which is filling in this part of the tree. Okay, so that's taken off quite a bit of pressure on this branch, which I'm now going to sever from the parent. Again, let's move you in. So the parent branch, as it were, is this branch, and this has been feeding that branch as it's grafted into position for a couple of years at least. Can I get in there? This is it, now or never. Bite with a bullet. It is done. For good or ill, it is done. There is the piece that was feeding that branch. Now, it's going to require careful carving to disguise it eventually, but I'm not going to touch it for another year. Let that heal over and be fully certain that this branch is in fact part of the central nervous system of the tree. A bit hard to say with the sun shining on the screen how well you can see that. The branch is coming. It was what's called an approach graft, and as I say, there is a playlist, and you can go back into said playlist and watch me performing the graft. It doesn't look too hideous. If it just leaves a scar there, it won't be any different than another scar on the trunk. If I bring it round, it kind of looks a little bit odd. But as I say, it's the back of the tree, so it shouldn't be too terrible. And the true test of all of my trees is, do they make me happy? Do they make me smile? Am I aware that they're not award-winning trees, and they will never be award-winning trees, as I don't enter them in any competitions, and if I did, they probably wouldn't win. But when I look at them on the bench, do they make me smile? If they don't, then they might have to go at some point. But if they make me smile and they make me happy, then they have achieved, or I have achieved with them, the goal. After all, it's just a hobby, right? So let's pop the can in for scale and give you a quick 360. Fingers crossed that branch is fully taken and will survive long term. We will come back and look at it in the autumn. Well, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so that you'll get notified when the video uploads, and you'll see whether it survived or not. It's the 6th of June today, and disaster has struck. It appears that maybe this branch had not taken as a graft as well as I would have liked. How well that's showing up, really hard to see on screen, but a lot of the needles have died off. It's not looking at all likely that it's going to survive. So, well, happens to us all, I guess. I still like a branch here. Maybe I could gin that, or maybe I allow another one of these branches to elongate and we try again next year. I don't know. Time will tell. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Do all the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, comment below. But most of all, please, please, please stay safe, everybody.